Ever heard of the Cobbler Scam? No, it's something fictional. It's one of those stories that went unnoticed by most of us but quietly drained the public funds in broad daylight. Yes, we're talking about India's Cobbler Scam, a fraud that staged lies, laced them with corruption, and walked away with hundreds of crores in its soul. Let's know the whole story and start from the starting. The idea that sounded good on paper during the late 1990s, the Government of India, through the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, designed a scheme aimed at providing economic support to cobblers from the Dalit community, especially those living in the urban slums of Mumbai. The vision? To turn them into self-employed entrepreneurs by offering them loans and subsidies under the National Scheduled Caste Finance and Development Corporation scheme. The scheme promised several benefits, which apparently were all dreamy. Every eligible cobbler was given assurance to receive 35,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees as a government subsidy, 25,000 rupees as a bank loan. The scheme was initiated in order to push the leather footwear industry by setting up its stalls and small-scale shops in key cities like Mumbai, Pune, and Nasik. The mission was noble. But like many things that sound good in theory, the execution fell flat and soon became a breeding ground for massive corruption. The execution that turned into exploitation. Here's how the plan was supposed to work. Identify genuine beneficiaries from the Dalit community. Verify their eligibility and intend to run footwear stalls. Route loans and subsidies through cooperative banks. Monitor stalls, track repayments, and offer long-term support. But here's what actually happened. Fake beneficiaries were listed, and most had no clue they had received loans. Stall licenses were created using forged documents. Non-Dalit individuals posed as applicants with the help of NGOs. Thousands of cobbler stalls were installed only on paper. They never existed in real life. The players involved. This scam wasn't the act of one mastermind. It was a well-oiled network of cooperative banks that dispersed funds without due diligence, NGOs that claimed to support Dalit empowerment but instead created fake profiles, government officials who looked the other way, middlemen who collected money and distributed a fraction as bribes. One of the key NGOs involved was Dalit Upliftment Society, which falsely claimed to have set up over 6,000 stalls across Maharashtra. These NGOs presented the same group photos, copied documents, and manipulated data to obtain crores in funding. The money trail. The scheme ran from 1995 to 2000, and according to CBI estimates, 200 crore rupees was fraudulently siphoned off. Let's break it down. The loans were issued by banks like Solapur Janta Sahakari Bank, Penn Urban Cooperative Bank, and Pune Urban Cooperative Bank. The subsidies were provided by the NSFDC and routed via the Ministry of Social Justice. A single NGO would submit hundreds of applications at once, often with identical thumb impressions. Once loans were sanctioned, the money was withdrawn in bulk and in most cases never reached the actual cobblers. The aftermath. Who got caught? The scam first came to light in 2000 when a routine audit by the Social Welfare Department noticed a mismatch between the number of disbursed loans and the actual number of functional stalls. Following an internal inquiry, the matter was handed over to the CBI in 2002. Here's what happened next. Multiple FIRs were filed against bank officials, NGO heads, and middlemen. In 2004, the CBI raided offices, seized documents, and confirmed that over 80% of the stalls never existed. Over 10 people were arrested, including senior executives from cooperative banks and NGOs. But like many white-collar scams in India, prosecution dragged for years, and many of the accused were out on bail. The real victims? Sadly, the real cobblers, the ones the scheme was meant to empower, were left out entirely. Most of them never received a rupee. Some were used as dummy applicants, unaware that their names were used to claim loans. A few even ended up with debt notices, being asked to repay loans they never took. Don't you think it was the perfect example of betrayal in the name of helping the poor? Indeed, yes. What were the loopholes? Hardly any cross-verification of applicants or business operations. Banks dispersed loans without field visits or background checks. No follow-up to ensure loan utilization. Weak monitoring by the Ministry of Social Justice. Blind faith in NGOs without accountability. The scheme born out of good intention was sabotaged by systemic carelessness and unchecked corruption. Current status. More than 20 years later, the case is still technically open, but very few have faced the full weight of justice. The Cobbler Scam is the true epitome of corruption. It also revealed how fragile our public welfare system is when implementation is left unchecked. It became a lesson in how grassroots level frauds, even if they don't involve celebrity billionaires, can still bleed the system completely dry.